canned cranberry sauce. I only just realized, like, in the last year or two that you're supposed to heat it up and use it as a sauce that you, like, put on things, and
That's
you're not
weird
supposed to
and
just
wrong.
eat it like jelly.
No, that's wrong. I don't accept that as being true.
Welcome to The Dive, the official podcast of Wavestream Media. I'm Mark.
And I'm Cee Cee. We're the founders of Wavestream, and this is where we slow down, talk it out, and dive into the stuff that deserves a little more airtime.
One topic, one story, or one person per episode. Whether it's something we're building, something we're questioning, or something we just can't stop thinking about.
Let's dive in.
Well, Cee Cee, with the holidays coming up here and like Thanksgiving not so far in the rear view, like I just can't stop thinking about all the good times, you know?
Yeah, and I think to me, good times equals treats.
Yes.
But good times can also, friends and family can enjoy the treats along with me. But to me, I'm a very food and treat centered person.
And we're going to be talking all about food and treats today. We've got our holiday food tier list coming up. I've got a bunch of stuff that my family likes to eat and some stuff that I know other people like to eat on Thanksgiving and Christmas and other, you know, like year-end holidays, all ready for Cee Cee to tier out.
Yes, I'm so excited. I love giving my opinion, even when people don't want it. And I love talking about
food. Oh, my God. It's so fun.
Yes. Well, you as a chef, literally a chef, of course.
Yeah. And it's so easy to talk about food. Like there's so many different things you could say about it. You could talk about how it tastes. You could talk about the texture. You could talk about how it looks. You can talk about how it makes you feel.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Before we get into that, though, I want to know, are you more a fan of Christmas or Thanksgiving?
I think I'm a Thanksgiving person. We have, in my family, we don't do a ton for Christmas, but Thanksgiving we have like people over, like not necessarily our family, but just anybody who wants to come to Thanksgiving comes over, and we do like the really big, like traditional food then. I made a turkey for Thanksgiving this year. I know you've heard endlessly about, but I'm still very proud of how this turkey turned out, given I had never cooked a turkey or really roasted any form of meat before ever in my life. And it turned out really beautiful. So maybe we can insert that here just so I can show off my turkey some more.
Oh, don't worry. We've got it coming up.
Yeah, but I think for Christmas, what my family tends to do is sit around in pajamas as much of the day as possible. And then for dinner, the Honey Baked Ham store, we get like a ham from there, and they have these really good like frozen sides. Like we try to do as little as possible, but their sides are really good. They have this broccoli, Parmesan broccoli that's so delicious. It's like one of my favorite holiday foods, I will say.
That sounds amazing.
And it comes from a freezer. Yeah. So like we don't do a lot of cooking on Christmas. We try to avoid doing as much as possible on that day.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, Christmas is a hectic holiday for sure. And like, I think I'm more of a Christmas fan. I love Thanksgiving, but I think I just like Christmas a little bit more. Just, you know, I think we have a bigger family gathering on Christmas. You know, I've got nieces and nephews, and so it's fun having a little bit of like that little kid energy around the holidays.
Oh, yeah. The spirit of Santa is alive.
Yeah, you know, there's Christmas movies. There's not a lot of Thanksgiving movies. I don't really like football. Football's all day on Thanksgiving, but they've got NBA basketball all day on Christmas, and I like that a little bit more. So,
but they do have, you have to also consider the Thanksgiving Day parade, which is thrilling and not football.
And the dog
show.
Love the dog show.
Yes, I love the dog show, and I love to watch the dog show with my dog Buddy because he likes to watch the dogs. He becomes very enamored with dogs on the screen. So,
ooh, Izzy doesn't really like watching TV. It's kind of a
Buddy,
shame.
if you put on YouTube TV for dogs, like one of those 12-hour videos, Buddy will sit there and watch it like it is the best movie he's ever seen. He is a dog that loves to laze. That's why he's perfect for our family. He would, if it were up to him, he would sit forever and watch TV just like us.
Oh, it's such a pain because like I would love to because Izzy is a play-oriented dog. That's her favorite thing. She wants to play. She wants to play fetch, tug of war, all these things. And like I would love nothing more than to sit there and watch TV and like play with her toys. But no, it's like she has to have your undivided attention while we're playing. And so she's just a needy dog.
Yeah, Buddy likes your attention, but he's more cat-like, I think, in that way. He just wants to be pet. He has toys that he doesn't play with because he's just not that type of guy. He's very serious. So
Yeah, I definitely get that vibe looking at him.
Yeah, he's very serious and a little judgmental, but we love him for it.
Well,
yeah, I will say I have one more question.
Oh, please.
Because this is very important to me before we get to the food. What is your favorite holiday movie?
My favorite holiday movie, I'd say probably Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Really?
Love that movie. Yeah, that one's really funny to me.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's
I would probably put
a common pick.
I'd put Jingle All the Way number 1. I'd probably put Elf number 2. And then number 3, I don't know. I don't know what my number 3 would be. What's your favorite?
I don't even have 3. My favorite holiday movie is The Holiday with Cameron Diaz and Jack Black and Kate Winslet and Jude Law.
Yeah, the eponymous holiday film.
Yes, absolutely. It's so good. We actually this year watched it on Thanksgiving night because we're like, now it's acceptable. We can watch The Holiday again. Because it's kind of, I mean, Christmas is not ever really explicitly mentioned. And then they do get to New Year's. I think I like it because it's not shoving Christmas in my face a little bit. I love Christmas. I'm not a Scrooge, but sometimes I just feel like this is too much. You know what I mean?
Christmas can be very overstimulating.
That's it. I think I become very overstimulated. So I like it because it's about the holidays, but it's not screaming at me. And everything is sweet and everybody's falling in love. And I do enjoy that too.
You know, I have never watched The Holiday, but I love Cameron Diaz and Jack Black and Jude Law. So I feel like it really, I mean, yes. I need to get on it.
You have to watch it. Next time we talk, you'll have to give me your review. It is such a, just like a good, sweet, heartwarming film. Everybody in my house loves it, no matter who they are, no matter their age or experience. It's a beautiful movie.
Okay. One last question. Because, I mean, look, this is just like me on Thanksgiving and Christmas. I always fill up on the appetizers before we get to the main course. We always have like snackies out. But does Jack Black play Jack Black in that film, or does he play like a more like chill character?
No, he's still very much giving Jack Black. He is a like a composer for movies. So he's still playing music. He's still very much
so it's
quirky,
School of Rock Jack
a
Black,
little bit. Yeah, he's very much himself. So you get to see him in his authenticity. They didn't make him change who he truly is at his core for the film.
I do love Jack Black in his element.
Yeah, he's certainly in his element in this one.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's move on to the main course. I'm very excited to present to you all today the holiday food tier list.
Yes, let's go.
All right, everyone. So here we go. Holiday food tier list. And then a couple, like I said, this is kind of like Thanksgiving, Christmas. Obviously, this isn't every food that has ever been eaten on one of these holidays, but some traditionals, some weirdos. And I'm really excited to kick things off.
Wait, is that my turkey?
Yeah, you may notice that the turkey right here is a very famous turkey.
I can't. Thank you for putting it in the tier list. I'm going to cry.
I had to pick the most beautiful and delicious golden brown turkey I could, and I couldn't think of a better one to include than that.
Thank you so much. Wow. Oh, I made it. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to rank things. I am looking at this list. I'm growing slightly concerned that I will not be able to put anything in anything but S tier because everything looks delicious. But
and I know it's going to be super hard. But let's start with pumpkin pie, the classic holiday pumpkin pie. I'm going to start off. I'm not really a fan of pumpkin pie.
I like pumpkin pie. I don't ever have it. Like, we never have pumpkin pie. Where my mom makes, like, chocolate chess pie. Mm-hmm. And I make a pumpkin roll. Have you ever had a pumpkin roll?
A pumpkin roll? I don't think so, no.
So, it's like, you know, there's, like, rolled up cake. So, it's, like, got a swirl in the middle.
Yeah.
So, it's, like, pumpkin cake. And then it's, like, cream cheese frosting on the inside. I like the cream cheese. I feel like it balances out the pumpkin for me. Because, like, sometimes, in the same way that Christmas can be overstimulating, sometimes the pumpkin of a pumpkin pie can be overstimulating.
Yeah. So I think it's so interesting you bring that up because my aunt usually makes the desserts for our family gatherings. And this year she made pumpkin pie. She also made pumpkin cake, and the pumpkin cake was super good. Like I said, not usually a pumpkin pie fan, but the pumpkin cake was like really light and like such a nice balance of flavors. Like the cream cheese did, to your point, really much balance out the flavor. I think the biggest thing is I think it kind of helped me realize what it is that I don't like about pumpkin pie. And I think I just don't really like the sort of goopy texture of like the canned pumpkin mix.
I was just going to say, I do think that, I think it's literally snowing a little bit outside. I'm not even.
Yeah, we had flurries here in Durham earlier.
Okay, back to the point. I do think that the pumpkin flavor is good. And you're right, the texture is the thing that I think throws most people off because it can be slimy. I remember one time I was in high school and I was at a friend's house and his mom was in like culinary school actively. So she was kind of getting a little crazy with it. And she like roasted a whole pumpkin and like I had never really had a pumpkin like that. Like this could have been a jack-o'-lantern and instead I was eating it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was a little too slimy for me as well. I think it can be slimy and you need to do anything that you can to make it not that.
Yeah.
To the point, I like anything with whipped cream on it as well. So that does boost it up a little bit. I like a little crust. I would say that you gave us a first one to start out with because I would put it probably in B. I would put it right in the middle. I don't care.
Yeah, it's hard for me to argue with you there. I think that's beefer based. I think that is a very level-headed pumpkin pie take.
Thank you very much. I try to give the people what they want.
So let's move on to one of my favorites. And this is, I feel like, I'm not necessarily sure if this is a Christmas food, but it's every like feast style holiday. My family is having deviled eggs.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
I just love them so much.
Me too. I love deviled eggs. My stepdad doesn't like eggs. His whole family kind of has a vendetta against eggs. So my mom is the deviled egg maker. And it ends up being more than anything, mostly for the two of us, because we, like your family, can't have a holiday without deviled eggs. I think they are delicious. I think that they are mission critical to every holiday. You must have them because they're just a little something you can just snack on and pop in your mouth. But I don't know if I want to put them all the way in S because I feel like you can't eat so many deviled eggs. It becomes too much. I think they might be an A.
Yeah. I think that's pretty reasonable. I'm not sure if I mentioned it on this podcast or on my other podcast, but
gosh, you and all of your podcasts.
I know I can't keep it all straight, but I was hanging out with a friend right after Thanksgiving, and I kind of realized because I think that like when you have deviled eggs on the table at a holiday, usually it's somewhere in the realm of 12 to 24 deviled eggs.
Oh yes,
and I feel like I could eat so many deviled eggs, but with a big family, usually it's kind of like, probably 2 at the most. And I'm like, oh, why can't we have more deviled eggs? But the thing is it's just, I don't know, like peeling that many eggs is just such a laborious thing,
It is. It's hard to peel them and then cut them and then fill them back up without them falling apart. It can be a real challenge.
I've peeled maybe like 4 perfect eggs in my entire life. Like I always just break into them and it's a mess.
You have to have, I have a strategy because I make eggs a lot, like boiled eggs a lot. I have this thing that you can put it in the microwave and it boils eggs. And I know that sounds crazy, but it actually really does work. It's called like the Egg Master or something ridiculous like that. But you have to hold it upright, like, the skinny part at the top, tap the bottom of it on the counter. There's always like an air kind of pocket in the bottom of it. And then you can peel it off perfectly. I'm going to say it. It's not as hard as everybody seems to create it, which I used to be that person. But
yeah, I mean, like people say vinegar in the water helps out. People say ice bath. I think that's the problem. I don't have ice at my house.
You don't have ice at your house?
I have like big like whiskey rock ice, but like the ice machine in our refrigerator isn't hooked up because the water hookup's so far away from it.
But you don't have like
a bag of ice?
This is shocking to me. Yeah, or like an ice tray, perhaps.
Sometimes we have an ice tray, and sometimes I keep it full. But also, like, I don't use ice. Literally, wow. I like never use ice unless I'm making eggs. It's crazy.
That is astounding to me. I am an ice person. I want everything to be iced up and freezing cold. So I don't know. I feel like my tier list has been derailed because I'm having to process emotionally the fact that you don't have ice.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, if I want a cold drink, I just pull it out of the fridge.
But
like
you
water.
could pull it out of the fridge and put ice in it. And then it's like really, really cold. And then it's the most delicious thing you ever had.
But that'll water it down. I don't want to dilute the flavor. I'm a purist, a flavor purist.
Well, I think you're just wrong. How about that?
It's okay. We could agree to disagree on ice, but what we cannot agree to disagree on is deviled eggs because they're so good.
They are good.
And they're going in the A tier. Next, we're moving on to turkey. I mean, this turkey obviously has to go into the S tier because it's the most perfect turkey that was ever made. But
thank you so much.
Where would you just put turkey as a concept, turkey as a whole? Where are you putting that on the list?
I would put a good turkey in the S tier. I really like turkey because I really like the skin of the turkey more than anything else, I think. And I think a moist, good turkey that somebody didn't like dry out, which is incredibly easy to do, I think is delicious. And I think it's fun because, like, to me, I mean, the only time I have turkey is on Thanksgiving, so we don't do that for Christmas. So it's like a fun, exciting little once a year treat to have some turkey. And I like, because I love turkey, but I don't like the kind that comes from like the deli at the grocery store, the slimy a little.
Yeah, like a turkey club, I'll eat like that kind of turkey on that. Like it's got cheese and bacon and all the fixins, but I'm not so sure about, like, I'm not a big like Thanksgiving leftovers sandwich guy. Like people love to put cold sliced Thanksgiving turkey on a sandwich with all the other mushy sides.
Yeah, I was going to say that this is a good base for anything as a leftover. So I do think that that's true. I don't make a sandwich, but it is, I feel like, one of the things that holds up really well as a leftover item.
Yeah. And I think that if you like, I really like how the sort of floor for turkeys has gone up because I think that a lot of people were overcooking the turkey in the past. But I want to say with like COVID, a lot of people started taking it more seriously. And so now you're having a lot more brined and basted turkeys.
I think so too. Have you ever fried a turkey?
I have not fried a turkey, but actually, you know what? That's not true. My sister's ex-husband fried a turkey one year, and it was quite good.
Yeah, it is good. It's like really dangerous.
It is,
and kind of scary. When I was one side of my family does like a big thing in the mountains, and there's like 50 or 60 people that go. So there's like a bunch of turkeys there. And one year they fried one of them. And it was just like, are they going to burn the place down? We don't know. So, but it was delicious.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I am interested in smoked turkey because my roommate was talking about that. He also went to a more rural part of the country for Thanksgiving this year. And he said that they did a smoked turkey, and it was one of the most delightful Thanksgiving meats he had ever had.
I bet it was good.
With that, I mean, so many different things going into that S tier ranking for the turkey. Just the different styles, the shelf life, we'll say, of the leftovers. Yeah, you put gravy on it; it's just fantastic.
Exactly. It's the perfect vehicle for gravy. One of the things that I look for in my foods is this a good vehicle for sauce? If it is, then I think it's great. I'm a big sauce person. Yeah,
sauce is boss for sure. Let's move on to something that not a lot of people know about. Let's talk about molded salad.
Yes, I remember you mentioning this. Molded salad, you need to explain to the people what it is, I think.
Yeah, so molded salad, this is something that my mom makes for Christmas, and I can't remember what's in it. I asked her earlier. She said cream cheese, lemon jello, pineapple, nuts, cherries. So this is a picture of what it kind of looks like when my mom served it. When I was looking at other pictures of molded salad earlier, a lot of it was done sort of in a jello mold, thus the name molded salad. I'm interested to hear what you think of this.
I have been at gatherings that have had a dish similar to this. And I have tried it, and I don't think that it's terrible. But to me, it is a dessert and not so
Not
much
a side dish.
the side dish for the food. Yeah. I like sweet things, but I don't want all of my food to be sweet all the time. You know, like
Yeah.
if I could do the salty and then the sweet, like that's the ideal scenario. I think it is a fascinating tradition. And I think because it's a tradition, it makes me want to boost it higher because it's like, you go, girl, keep it going. But I do think it's a bit odd.
Yeah. A couple of things for me. I don't want to like influence your opinion on it too much. I just don't really like fruit and nuts together unless it's in like a bread of some kind. I don't really want fruit and nut in like a salad together.
Yeah, that's interesting because I feel like a lot of times now, if you get like a good mixed green salad, there will be fruit and nut in there nowadays.
Yeah. And I think I don't hate that. Maybe it's because most of those salads you're talking about have like candied pecans, and those are just so good.
They are good.
I think that kind of overrides the normal sort of rule that I'm setting here.
I will say, I think I don't like it, but a bonus point for it just being something your mama did and you do it too. So I would put it in C.
That's very fair. I'd put it in D because I'm a hater, but I recognize that I'm just a hater on this. Like,
yes, I
it's
can
one of
be
those
a
things
hater.
that
Go ahead.
it was one of those things that like my mom made as a kid, and I thought it was gross, and I just haven't really given it a second chance as an adult.
I think
so. I'm
that's
just going to
fair.
stick to my priors here, but I do like tradition. It also looks festive. It's like snowy with like red lights in it, kind of deal.
Oh, not lights for the food. I mean, I think I like to be a hater, but it makes me sad to imagine putting something at the bottom. I don't want to make it feel bad for being the worst.
That's fair. I think that there is room to be a hater, but I also I don't hate Christmas. I don't really hate anything on the table at Christmas. So, we'll see if anything, if we escape this without anybody making it into the D tier. It's certainly not going to be mac and cheese, which is our next selection. We got a nice baked mac and cheese. Yeah.
Stick it
above
at the top.
turkey. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I think above turkey. I love mac and cheese. And I don't eat mac and cheese often. Fun fact, people, I'm ranking all of these things. And I have at one point eaten all of them in my life for the most part, but I can't eat like wheat or bread or any of those things anymore. And like, so my friend Corey this year, she made gluten-free mac and cheese because she came to our Thanksgiving, which was lovely. And it's like, to me, making mac and cheese that I can eat is like too much of a task, So it's also an annual holiday experience to get to enjoy it.
Is it not simply like just using like a gluten-free pasta?
It is, but when am I baking myself mac and cheese? I'm not. That's just the point. I'm just not cooking the mac and cheese on my own at home. I just am not going to do it. But it is quite literally that simple.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, and then you can't put like breadcrumbs on top if you want a little texture.
Well, you have gluten-free panko. I could literally recreate it at any point in time. It just feels like too much work, and I just don't.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but when is it like, Tuesday? You know what I want to do? Bake myself some macaroni and cheese. Doesn't that just feel like a task?
Kind of. I'll tell you one thing that my mom likes to do, and it's not necessarily a holiday thing, but she'll do mac and cheese in the crock pot. You basically just kind of make the cheese sauce, and then you just throw the pasta in, and then it just kind of slow cooks. Put a little extra cheese on top, and it gets you that kind of gooiness. And then, if you really want to have like a kind of crispiness on top of it, you can just put it under the broiler for a minute or two.
I'm going to be honest. That is actually my favorite way to have mac and cheese is in the crock pot, not in the oven. My ex-Aunt Patty, may she rest in peace as well. She was an absolute queen. She had like 8 natural lights a day and smoked a pack a day as well. She was crazy, but we loved her. She made the best crock pot mac and cheese, period. And that was the hardest part of the divorce for me.
Oh, I also have an aunt named Patty. She's the one who makes all the desserts.
Nice.
Shout out Aunt Patty. You're the best.
Yeah, everybody's got to have at least one just for fun. It's part of the Southern lore. You've got to have an Aunt Patty. Yeah.
I also may or may not need to stop eating foods with wheat and gluten in it, but we're working on it. This is going to be, I suppose, harder for you to rank then because next I just have dinner rolls.
No,
nice
that goes at the
dinner
top
roll.
too. I've had many a dinner roll in my life. They're amazing. Yeah, put them to the right of the turkey because I do think that they're an addition. But I mean, I know some people that most of their meal ends up being the rolls.
Yeah, you put a little pat of butter on 2 or 3 of those, and then all of a sudden you don't even have room for much else. But man, it's so good. Those nice, fresh, yeasted dinner rolls.
And then you can use them for all of the other items that you have as well.
Yeah, it's almost like a little Christmas taco. You just pop it open and just put whatever you want in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
What about canned cranberry sauce? Lots of people kind of feel weird about this, but, you know, if it doesn't have like those ridges still on the side, like straight out the can, like, I don't know.
I don't want it.
I only just realized like in the last year or two that you're supposed to heat it up and use it as a sauce that you like put on things, and
That's
you're not supposed to just eat it like jelly.
No, that's wrong. I don't accept that as being true because ours is cold. Like we will put the can in the fridge.
Yeah.
And make it cold, even colder than it needs to be.
We do the same thing.
Yeah, because it's amazing. It's delicious. Honestly, I would put this at the very top, even above mac and cheese. I love this stuff, which is crazy for somebody who just said that she doesn't really like sweet things. I really like this because it's just, I don't know, it's tangy and sour, and it's so good with so many other things that you have on your plate. You can take so many different items on your plate and add a little bit of cranberry sauce, and it becomes more delicious.
I also think it's so distinctly like Christmas, like molded salad. You know, I think you can look at it with a more critical eye because
who's eating molded salad not at Christmas though?
I don't know who's eating it at Christmas besides my mom.
Valid.
But yeah, like I just love the canned cranberry sauce, and you know, I don't care if you feel differently, folks out there, because you just don't know what you're missing.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that like a fresh homemade cranberry sauce isn't good.
I am.
Okay. Like I think that it's good and has its place. I've had it before, but it's 2 different things. Like that is a sauce that you put on stuff. This is just a piece of jelly that you eat and just love it for what it is.
Exactly. I will say that in those same gatherings that I used to go to in the mountains, we would have, of course, 1 million people, so 1 million cans of cranberry sauce. And then my Aunt Amy, one of several Aunt Amy's that I have actually, she would cook like the normal kind from like the cranberries, like the from scratch kind, I guess.
Yeah.
And guess what? There was always some of that left over at the end of the day. There was no from the can left over at the end of the day. And I think, honestly, that tells you all you need to know.
That's so interesting because I want to go with a little out of order here. I want to talk about stuffing next.
Okay.
And the reason that I'm thinking about this now is because at my Christmas Thanksgiving celebrations, there's usually 2 different stuffings. There is the one that was in the turkey, and then they just did like a little stovetop one as well. Mm-hmm. And I can't decide which one's better. What are your thoughts on stuffing?
I don't think I've ever had stuffing that came out of the turkey. So I'm not qualified to answer that specifically. But I would imagine, if I had to hypothesize, that it probably is like a little bit moister. I hope it doesn't become soggy, but I imagine that it has a lot of additional flavor from the turkey itself, which I think is nice. I've only ever really had it from the stove. So, but I like it. I mean, listen, ironically, as somebody who can't have gluten, I love different types of bread. Any type of bread you can give me, I'm for. So
it's so good.
Put it on whatever.
Yeah, I think the stuff that comes in the turkey, I think, is usually a little bit too soggy. And I think that's why I kind of like the stovetop stuff better. But I agree that I think that the natural sort of flavor from the turkey is really, really good.
My mom will use that. She'll put some of the drippings from the turkey in the stovetop, and then she'll put some of it in the gravy as well, of course, you know? So I feel like she's trying to play both sides in that sense.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I want to put it in the S tier.
Let's put it in the S tier. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah.
Everything's going
so
to the
good.
S tier. This is what I was afraid of.
Oh, I mean, what about ham? We've got a nice holiday ham here.
I love ham. I think though that it is not like my most favorite. I would probably put ham in A, but I do love the honey baked ham store ham that they have where it's like crusty on the outside, delicious. But then they have this very specific honey mustard, and it's like there's two types of honey mustard that they have. There's one that's creamy, and then there's one that's like honey based honey
Yeah.
mustard that's like kind of chunky, almost crystallized honey mustard. That is like so good. And if you give me that crunchy ass ham with that honey mustard, I'm so in that it becomes an A. But I think if turkey's there, I'm not picking ham. That is the other thing.
Yeah, when I think about the ham versus turkey debate, I think I like ham more holistically. I think that the floor on a bad ham is lower than the floor on a bad turkey.
Much more consistent.
I think that overall, I think that the ceiling on a good turkey is higher than the ceiling on a good ham.
I think that's really I'm graphing this as you're explaining it. It's making sense to me.
And the other thing is that while I think that personally, I think that the ham leftovers are better than the turkey leftovers. I don't think that like ham leftovers feel quite as special. Like,
I agree.
You could just have like this kind of ham any time of the year and you wouldn't be like, wow, it's a taste of Christmas.
Yeah, I agree. I think that everything that you explained was incredibly nuanced, and you did a fantastic analysis, and I think you're right.
Yeah. And I don't think they're better than deviled eggs.
No, I don't think so either.
So moving on, we've got black-eyed peas. I included them on the list because my grandmother always said that you need to eat black-eyed peas on New Year's Day. It's important to get good luck for the entire upcoming year. And I'm going to say just in general, like let's call it like a Southern, like if I was going to cook black-eyed peas, I would probably start with like bacon or like a ham hock, render some of that out, cook the beans in that with a little bit of onion, maybe some garlic, call it a day. Mm-hmm. So knowing all that, where would you put the black-eyed peas? The food, not the band.
Oh, okay. Fergie, where would she go? I think though, I like beans. I like pretty much all beans. I'm pretty chill with all of them. So I personally would probably, I feel like I would put them in B above pumpkin pie. Because, like, I like them all. I'm not like, oh my God, I love beans. But I enjoy every type of bean that there is. I will say that butter is probably my favorite, though. I love a butter bean.
Yeah, butter beans is good. I mean, if I'm cooking any kind of beans in the fashion I've described with a little bit of pork and onion, I mean, it's all good. It's pretty hard to beat. But also, like, it's just that. It could be any kind of bean, really. It
really could, because the way that you described how you would cook the black-eyed pea is exactly how my family makes butter beans. So, it's all the same. You flavor any type of bean with pork and a little bit of onion, it's delicious.
Yeah. I wonder if I haven't made black-eyed peas on New Year's in quite some time. I think I'll do it this year. You should.
And have collards. Collards is supposed to get you money.
I do love collard greens.
That's very important. Me too.
Let's talk about eggnog. This is a bit of a divisive holiday treat for a lot of folks. Where do you fall on the eggnog debate?
I said that I wouldn't put anything in the bottom, throw it in the bottom. I hate it.
I do too.
It's disgusting.
Let's go. Oh my God. Yeah, the flavor is bad. I hate the texture.
Oh, it's like slimy. Like it tastes like it feels like an egg white, and it tastes like milk, like old milk. But I don't drink regular milk. Like even in elementary school when they made you like get milk every day, I didn't get milk because I don't drink milk like that, because I've just I'm better than everyone. I don't know. But I didn't drink milk. So like you're telling me to drink like flavorless milk with nutmeg if it has a flavor, and I don't particularly like nutmeg either, with the texture of an egg white that's like slimy and gloopy? Absolutely not. And you're telling me you're doing this for fun? Because you enjoy it? And do you have fun in your life, or are you unfamiliar with the concept? Sorry, I got really passionate. I apologize.
No, and I mean, I agree with you on all those points, really. But I will say the one thing is like, if you're gonna have like a cinnamon nutmeg kind of dairy beverage, like agua de horchata is like a very good cinnamon, milk beverage,
in
right?
my head what I want that to taste like. You know what I mean? Because
100%.
It's almost like a melted milkshake, like a melted vanilla milkshake. That's what I imagine eggnog should be. So imagine my surprise when I had it for the first time. I was like, what the hell is this? This is not a milkshake at all.
Yeah, and the texture is just so bad to me. I really hate it.
Yeah. Well, it's just as slimy as pumpkin pie is, ironically. So we're noticing a pattern.
Well, let's talk about something that has great texture. This is broccoli casserole we have coming up here next. Usually made with like broccoli and cheese. In our family, it always comes topped with like a baked Ritz crackers kind of thing. It doesn't last very long on our holiday table. And it sounds kind of similar to this Parmesan broccoli thing that you like to get at the Honey Baked Ham store. Does that have kind of like a crispy texture on top too?
It is similar. It has like the Parmesan that gets baked on top. So some of the Parmesan does get kind of crispy. But it doesn't have like a crust of any kind. I will say I love broccoli and cheese, like particularly like when you can go to a place like a Golden Corral where they have the buffet and they have that really like thick cheese that you can put over the broccoli. I love that. So anytime you can put broccoli and cheese together, I'm a fan. I would probably put it in A behind the ham. But we also don't have broccoli casserole. We have green bean casserole and squash casserole and sweet potato casserole, but we don't have broccoli casserole ever. But maybe we should add that to the list because I love broccoli.
Tell me about the squash casserole because that's not something I've heard of.
Squash casserole? It's actually, I mean, it's very similar to this. It is like squash and onion and some type of cream of something soup that I can't remember, and cheese and cracker crust.
Ooh, yeah. It's very similar.
Yes, it's very similar. It's like probably one of, if not my favorite casseroles. But I'm surprised that you haven't had that. Before this, guys, peek behind the curtain. Before this recording, he asked me if there was anything that my family had that was particularly niche. I don't think squash casserole is niche, but I am surprised you haven't had it.
Yeah, it's not something that we have on the holidays. It's also like I looked at a couple different like searches and lists of recipes and I didn't see squash casserole on it. So, I mean, it doesn't seem particularly niche when I look at it. Like this looks like almost every other Christmas casserole, right?
Yeah, it is. And I guess the reason that I thought other people had it is because it's just normal to me that every side of my family has squash casserole, but maybe it's not as common as I thought. But I'll have to make it for you sometime because it's really good. Like, it's really good. I think love squash.
A little holiday potluck amongst the Wavestream media folks would be a lot of fun because I want to make this next item because this is a new thing for me. We've got pretzel salad.
Yes, I remember this is what sparked the tier list in the first place.
Yeah, I asked somebody recently what their favorite holiday food was, and they said pretzel salad, to which I promptly said, huh? What? What?
Yeah.
And pretzel salad. Yeah, pretzel salad, what we've got here is sort of like a crushed pretzel crust with a cream cheese-based layer and then a fruit and gelatin layer on top. This it looks pretty good.
I know. When you tell me that there's cream cheese in something, I'm kind of there. So, like, cream cheese and Jell-O sounds like it would be really good together. Like, the cream cheese would kind of balance out the sweetness of the Jell-O, and it would be more creamy, and I think it would probably be good. I've never had it, but I don't, despite perhaps the way it sounds and the way that people would make fun of Southern people for dishes like this, I think I would probably enjoy it. Yeah,
I also just really, really love sweet and salty desserts. Like, I love that balance between the two because as much as I love sweet desserts, you know, I don't want something to be overly sweet. Going back to the pumpkin pie point.
Yeah, and to the, like, I don't know if it's on here, the sweet potato casserole point, you know, my family's always done this like classic sweet potato casserole where it has like the marshmallow on top.
Yep.
And I enjoy it, but like sweet potato is already so sweet. Like I can have 2 bites of it before I'm like, okay, this is enough. Because like you add the marshmallows to it, and we've run far afield of something that to me tastes like a main course. But you put the salty in there, things start to change. I would put it. I've never had it, but I'd put it in B. I bet it's fine, and I bet they enjoy it. So
it's all speculative, but I agree. Like I'm gonna put it at the top of B because like I want to put it in A, but I can't put it any higher than B just because I've never had it.
Exactly. I think right in the middle is a good place for it to go.
This next one I'm interested to get your take on, just because this is such a high variance food, mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes, but I think it's really easy to mess up mashed potatoes.
Yes, I agree. I think that honestly, often we don't typically have mashed potatoes, but our family friend Michelle has started coming and he makes these mashed potatoes that are like garlic and rosemary and like so smooth and like really good. And like, yes, that's the kind of mashed potato that I want. A mashed potato done right is S, period. Because I think any potato done right is S. It's delicious. I love potatoes. But a bad mashed potato where it's almost like it's either
like chunky and chalky
or gluey.
Yeah.
Like you can the problem is you can go in 2 really extreme directions that are both horrible. But I think a good one is S. And let's assume that our friends and family are making good ones and put it in S.
Or that we're making good ones.
I'm not making it, but somebody is.
Cee Cee,
I bet you are.
Look, I'm going to tell you this. You're going to make some amazing mashed potatoes in the next year, and I'm going to use that picture on the next holiday tier list because they're going to look incredible.
Thank you so much for your confidence in me. I appreciate it.
Well, let's move on to a food that it sounds like you're pretty familiar with. We've got sweet potato casserole, candied yams. I'm going to kind of roll both of these into one category. This one has marshmallows on top. So, you know, what's cooking over there?
I do have a question. Perhaps I am dense. I honestly don't think I've ever really known what the difference between a sweet potato and a yam actually is. Are you familiar?
I want to say that there is some small difference, but let's take a look here. Sweet potato versus yam. Yams and sweet potatoes are different plants. This is according to the AI overview from Google. So
thank you.
Hopefully it works. True yams have a rough bark-like skin, starchy white or purple flesh, are less sweet, and are common in Africa, Asia, while sweet potatoes are smoother skin, sweeter, softer flesh, often orange or gold, and are from the Americas, and are what most Americans call yams. So
interesting, because I was just thinking when I see candied yams like in a can, like they're orange.
Right. So I think that yams are different from sweet potatoes, but I think in the context of like the American holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, if we're having candied yams, it is probably just a sweet potato.
Huh. Well, that is breaking news, everybody, that we've just discovered. Everything in your life is a lie, I guess. Like I said, I think they're good. I don't like how necessarily sweet they are. I can't eat a ton of them, but I like enjoy the 2 bites that I do get every year. So I would probably put them, I don't know, I put them at the top of C.
Ooh. Do
you like them?
Oh, no. I really feel similarly. Like, it's not something I want to eat a lot of. I think that it's good flavor, but ultimately it kind of goes back to the pumpkin pie point. The texture is just not there for me, even though I think that usually it's got more varied textures because it's like ours usually has some kind of like crispy baked topping mixed amongst the marshmallows.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
I do like that texture of the marshmallows. I guess for me it's just like it feels like I like it more than pumpkin pie, but I also I don't know, maybe it's like maybe tradition is tradition lifting pumpkin pie up?
I don't know. I mean, I think I don't love pumpkin pie, but I like it. Like, I think it is not something that I ever really have or like seek out, but if I eat it, I don't have a bad time with it. I think that I always get enough for 2 bites, but I kind of avoid sweet potato casserole because I just know it's too sweet and it's not my favorite. So I feel like the steps that I take when it's in front of me push it down to C below the pumpkin pie. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that does make sense. I don't know. Well, we have to have somebody down towards the bottom, right?
Exactly. And listen, last time that you did the tier list, we made some moves. So you can make some final moves at the end to put things where you think they make sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm interested to hear if you've had this next one, because this is something that's a bit of a newer fascination for me, but a Southern tradition. We've got sausage balls.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding?
For the folks at home who don't know sausage balls, it is a Southern tradition of sausage. Basically, the way I make mine, it's just a couple easy ingredients. It's a pound of sausage, a pound of shredded cheddar cheese, 2 cups of Bisquick, and like that's it. Like I like to do mine with a mix of cheeses. I usually do like half extra sharp cheddar and then like maybe some white cheddar. And I do like some fresh chopped chives. Also, very important to get good sausage for this. I like the Bass Farms hot country sausage. That's really good. They just get really nice and crispy in the oven. I think they're great. But it's not something that I grew up having. It's something I learned about in the last like 5 years or so, I'd say.
This is something that you've unlocked additional things, because on Christmas morning, we always have sausage balls and potato casserole and a sausage casserole every morning on Christmas. Sorry, not Thanksgiving. On Christmas morning. And so my mom will like prep it Christmas Eve night, like before we go to bed, put it in the fridge, and in the morning she'll like put all the stuff in the oven. But my granny, since I was like, when I was 5 until she like passed away when I was, I don't know, my early 20s, I would go to her house every year, like a week before Christmas, and help her like make all of the things that she makes. And one of those things that she makes was sausage balls. So I've been quite literally making these for as long as I've like been able to read. And they're so good.
They're really
they're
good.
Like, if talk about something, the way we were talking about deviled eggs, like that you can not necessarily pop a ton of deviled eggs in your like mouth. You can eat 40 of these with no issue.
I'll eat 6 of them before I'm even done making them.
Absolutely. They're amazing. They're so, so good. I would put them, honestly, they might be my favorite thing of anything that we've discussed. I might put them literally all the way at the top. But I think there's a nostalgia factor for me as well.
I think that they're really good. I think they definitely have to go in the S tier. I'm going to put them at the top because this is your tier list.
Thank you.
I think the one thing that I am going to say is that I think that there is like room for variance, and I think that there is a way to mess them up and for them to not be very good.
Well, I think that's probably true. I have never had a messed up version, so I'm living in ignorance and bliss in that sense.
I mean, I've locked in. Like, I don't make bad sausage balls anymore. But, like, I think if you let them sit in the oil too long, like I like to put mine on a wire rack to cool so that they don't get, like, too, like, soaked up and oily.
Do you fry yours?
I bake mine. I bake them at, like, 350 for about 20, 25 minutes.
Yours get oily, you think?
Well, the fat renders out of the sausage, right? Uh-huh. And so they kind of like sit in that oil for a little bit. And I think that there's 2 ways to do it. Like I take mine off of like the baking sheet and let it cool on a wire rack. But you could either like, if you don't want to do that, you just let it kind of sit there on the pan to cool for a little bit. And then it's just going to kind of soak some of that oil back up. And one of the things that I like so much about the sausage balls is it's got really nice crispy texture in it from the cheese. And I think that kind of sinks towards the bottom. So you get a nice crispy bottom. And I think if you let it sit in the oil, you lose that. I
don't think I've ever thought about them that much. But I don't know what my family does. All I know is that they taste good.
They taste so good. Pro tip for the folks at home. I love sausage
generally.
I do too. I love bacon, but like a nice good sausage is just fantastic. And that's the sort of thing where it's so funny you brought it up because like my mom has made that breakfast casserole too, like a little sausage, egg, potato casserole. Pop it. I love the Christmas morning breakfast because we have stuff like that. We started doing Christmas morning mimosas in the last like decade. Now that most of the people in my family are of age. When I was a kid, I think my favorite was like the little clementines, little mandarin oranges.
Cuties.
The cuties, yes.
I love that commercial. Kids love cuties because cuties are for kids.
I haven't seen that, but that's delightful.
Yeah, it is really cute. I think this is reminding me the reason that we don't cook like Christmas dinner is because we have Christmas breakfast that's so good, and like we can eat Christmas breakfast throughout the whole day at that point. So
Yeah. Well, let's move on to something that I think isn't quite as popular, but has enough popularity to where I got to put it on the list. We got prime rib. A lot of people doing prime rib at the house on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. This is a tricky one. What do you think?
I love prime rib. I
do
don't have
too.
it necessarily at the holidays. Actually, I think my step grandma makes prime rib sometimes at the holidays. I love it. I mean, I don't know where to put it other than S. I think it's delicious.
It's got to go in S for sure. Let's put it right next to the turkey.
Okay, I think that's fair.
I think that there is a lot of room for home chefs who aren't really locked in to mess it up, at which point it really just bottoms out. Like, you want that nice ruby red color or else it's just not very good.
Yeah, I mean,
you could also just like not buy a quality meat and then it's just not going to have a good texture because like
it's giving turkey in that sense.
Precisely.
Yeah, that's why I was so afraid of cooking the turkey. It's really easy to mess up cooking a cut of meat. There's so many variables that can go so wrong.
Well, I don't think there's a lot of room to mess up green bean casserole.
No.
That is our penultimate selection here.
I love it. I
Me
love
too.
green bean casserole. I would put green bean casserole maybe, I don't know. It's like really one of my favorites. Either before or after mac and cheese. I would put it way up there.
Let's put it just above mac and cheese for now.
I think it's so good. I mean, it's so simple and easy, but it's so delicious. And those little crunchy onion things
The
are
crispy
amazing.
onions, they just send me.
Oh, yeah. It's like a vehicle for those at a certain point, but it does its job.
And I mean, it's just so simple. It's like a can of soup and some beans and then the topper and you're good to go.
And it's fantastic every single time.
Last but not least, we have Christmas cookies. And this is just like, I'm thinking sugar cookies that like, you decorate.
In addition to the sausage balls and things that'll help my granny make, we made two things. We call them cheese bits, but it's basically like a cheese straw that's a circle, which is, of course, good. And then the other one is ginger snaps. So like ginger, ginger.
I love
snap
ginger
cookies.
snaps, yeah.
I'll give you some this year when I make them. But I don't really have sugar cookies ever. The only sugar cookies I have are like the ones, or have had, I don't have them anymore, are the ones that you get from like the grocery store that have the prints of like, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Oh, yeah, like the ones that are like they come pre-cut and you just bake them.
And you can get them for Halloween and like Valentine's Day, like all different holidays. There's a different like thing on them.
Those are so good, but they hardly make it out the fridge. I just eat the
dough
raw
is
cookie
really
dough,
good. Yeah, that's certainly true. I like cookies. I would probably put them at the end of B, though. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a super sweets person. I think that part of the reason I like that I always bake cheese little bits is like instead of a cookie, I can eat cheese instead.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I love cookies, but just like a plain sugar cookie with frosting on it is just not my favorite. Like, I would much rather have a chocolate chip cookie.
I love chocolate. If I'm having a dessert, I would like for chocolate to be there. That's true.
Right. And look, if you're going to bring me some of these ginger snaps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you some of my mom's chocolate-covered peanut butter balls.
Yes, that sounds great. I love chocolate and peanut butter.
A long-time holiday tradition at the Meyer house. Like, my mom would always make them and give them to, like, teachers that we had, like, as a gift when we were in grade school. And, gosh, they were so good. I think that they also go by the name Buckeyes. If you look at like chocolate peanut butter
like
Buckeyes,
the peanut butter and the powdered sugar, and then covered in chocolate.
Basically,
my best friend's grandma makes them. They're so good, and my mom used to make them every once in a while in elementary school. But she would make them. I specifically remember her making them for Easter one year, and they were like big ones. They were in the shape of an egg. They kind of look like a football. But I love those things. I love chocolate and peanut butter together, period. I don't care what form you hand it to me in. I'm there for it. So I can't wait. Thank you so much for your trade.
Yeah, it'll be so sweet. I'm looking at this tier list, and I don't even think that there's anything that I would move around. I think this is practically perfect.
Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It feels like I won the tier list.
Yeah, I think it's spot on. I mean, I don't think that anything needs to move up or down within a tier list. And usually when I make a tier list, I think that like horizontally stuff like this, like there's an argument you could make that like mac and cheese would go above green beans or that like prime rib goes above turkey. But I think that if it's in the tier with something, that means that they're basically like equals and you could make an argument for one or the other.
I think so too. I think once they're in the same row, it's an idea maybe that they're in that order, but ultimately they're all the best. So
yeah, I mean, what I've learned here is that it's just I can't wait for Christmas because it's going to be such a delicious meal. Oh,
yeah. Now that I've remembered the traditions that I have that I'd forgotten when you had asked me before, I'm really excited for my potato casserole and for my sausage casserole on Christmas morning now, which is soon actually, which is scary because I need to do some shopping.
Yeah, I started my Christmas shopping. I got a little bit left to do, but hopefully I'll be able to knock it out in like the next day or two.
Oh, man. I think I'm going to do that some this afternoon.
Yeah,
I don't like shopping. It stresses me out. Again, apparently what I've learned this episode is I become very easily overwhelmed.
Hey, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, but I am ready to eat. I haven't had lunch. Now I'm ready to eat some lunch. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I am too. I need to get something from Costco for one of my nieces, and I think I'm probably going to get a hot dog while I'm there.
Oh,
Costco hot dog.
I love a little hot dog from one of those stores. I grew up going to BJ's, but it's the same thing. The BJ's hot dog, the Costco hot dog, the Superstore hot dog does something to you.
Yeah, it's built different.
Absolutely. Add that to the tier list for the holidays. Everybody go to Costco and get a dog together. That's the true spirit of giving.
Yeah. That's it for this dive. Thanks for being here. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at wavestream.media. And if you want a podcast like this one, or totally not like this one, visit our website, wavestream.media. See you soon.